Mayan. And in this week's Perashat Beshalach, it's a huge segula every day to say and recite and sing along the Az Yashir, the first song that Bene Yisrael sang with Moshe Rabbeinu. The Me'amlo says that there were many miracles in the passage going through the water, but let's just talk about a very small miracle that he speaks about. It says Az Yashir Moshe, and who else? Bene Yisrael. That means that the sound of Moshe Rabbeinu was heard with Bene Yisrael. Every single one of the Jewish people heard Moshe Rabbeinu. You know, sometimes when we talk in the synagogue, when I give a derashah, they say, Rabbi, they can't hear you in the back. But Moshe Rabbeinu, 600,000 men only, plus women, children, and geriatric groups, heard Moshe Rabbeinu. Is that a miracle or not? Huge miracle. And let's go back a step. Moshe Rabbeinu, the Paro, sends to chase after Bene Yisrael, and he says, Veshalishim al Kulo. What is Veshalishim al Kulo? So Paro says, listen, I have to get the Jews. I really have to get them. And for every single Jew, I'm going to send, Shalishim. I'm going to send, according to the Mamluez, either 3 people, 3 Egyptians over every Jew, or 300 over every Jew. Now there's one thing Paro didn't know. He took a census of the Jewish people in Egypt. How many Jews were in Egypt? The Jews that came out of Egypt? No. The Jews that came out of Egypt were only 20% of the entirety of the population. That means that Paro assumed that 100% of the Jewish population left Mitzrayim, while only 20%. So he calculated 100%, and he did 300 for each one. You know how many millions of soldiers he sent after Bnei Yisrael? And all of them, every single one of them, went in the water, drowned, and was put to an end. And Bnei Yisrael sing a song. And this is what I want to talk about today. They sing a song, Az Yashir Moshe Bnei Yisrael. And there's a major question. Why is it that they're singing a song after they're going through the water? Because it's a miracle. Isn't it a miracle to come out of Egypt? Why not stop over there, go to 7-Eleven, get a couple of Slurpees, and sing some songs? Why do we have to wait until we go through the water and then we sing the song? So there's something very powerful about going through the water. Firstly, that it was a challenge within freedom. When they went out of Mitzrayim, okay, HaKadosh Baruch Hu took them out of Mitzrayim, you're right over here. But there's no endurance that they had. And so that wasn't enough of an elevation to bring them to a state of cognition to sing a song. Number 2, when you're, after you pass the water, you see that the Bnei Yisrael, they stopped complaining, let's go back to Mitzrayim. When they left Egypt, they said, we want to go back to Egypt. They're in front of the water. What did they say to Moshe Rabbeinu? How did you bring us here? We should have died there instead of here. Why are you coming to kill us? And they didn't want to fight the Egyptians. After they went over the water, they went through the water, they had many, many wars. Amalek, Sichon, Og, Habibi, a lot of wars. Did they ever say, why we don't want to do these wars? They were scared, they had problems, they had troubles, but it was different because they had no other choice. Once you go through the water, there's nowhere to go back. Where am I going to go back now? According to some commentators, where am I going to go back now? And so one of the powerful messages is that whatever is in front of us, we shouldn't doubt it. We shouldn't say, maybe I shouldn't do it, let me go back. When you when you break the bridge behind you, and you only allow yourself to go forward, when the job that you have is the job that you're going to do, the family that you have is the family that you're going to raise, the home that you have is the home that you're going to build, and you're going to renovate, and you're going to live in, and you're going to make it beautiful. The synagogue, the community, the Judaism, the relationship, the school, the teaching, the friends, the neighbors. This is what I have. This is what I'm going to do. I'm not changing. I'm not going back. I'm not. I always try to become better and enhance. Maybe move to Eretz Yisrael. It's beautiful. Make it even better. Maybe bring even higher educational quality to my family, my friends, and my children. Even better. But to come and say, maybe I shouldn't do this whole minyan thing. Maybe I shouldn't do this whole Shabbat thing. Maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I should go take my kids to a lower place, a farther place. That doesn't exist. We have to cut it, break it, and remove it from the equation. And it's only about what we have now. When we always try to doubt and look back and say, maybe I shouldn't have, maybe I shouldn't, that's when problems arise. But when you're through the water, there's no going back, that's when you have a higher cognition and power. And that's one of the messages from the Shirat Hayam. As we go through, we know that there's only one thing that we have to do and what's ever in front of us. That's when you become stronger. That's when you stop complaining. That's when you stop doubting, and you have a higher level of activation and of doing and of success. Because when you do that and you know this is what it is, that's when you have success. You know, there's a story about, there's a joke about a Chabad Shaliach that after 120 years, he goes to Shemaim and they're like, we want to take you to heaven. He's like, heaven? Get out! What am I gonna do there? I want to go to Gehenom so I can put on tefillin for people. And but there's a joke about that. What does a Chabad Shaliach do as soon as they move into a new place? What's the first thing that they do? So I heard two versions. One version is they burn their passport because this is where they are, and another version is they buy a burial plot. This is where I'm going to stay. That's where you are right now. You're not moving. You're going forward and you're burning all the bridges, and that's where the bracha intensifies. And wishing everyone B'ezrat Hashem bracha and atzlacha and everything that we do. This Perashat Shirah should be a parasha of song for us in our personal families to thank Hashem for many more miracles and blessings in our life to come. B'ezrat Hashem. Amen.